Everything is changing. Welcome to Comics in the Making. My name is Ryan Holgerson. I'm the creator of Slackmatic. Was that intro clickbaity enough for you? Did it make you want to get to this part and see what was changing? All right, so what's changing? At the beginning of this year, I said, my goal is I want to try and do a story every single week this year. It was a challenge to myself. I wanted to see what could happen by putting out that amount of material. You know, would I grow the audience? Could I just physically do it? You know, could I write a story every week and keep it going? This story that I'm gonna eventually get to is the 7th story. So I'm almost 2 months into this project, and the more I do it, the more I realize that I love doing this. I love telling these little stories. I love almost growing this kind of little mythology in this world, and I don't want to stop doing it. I definitely want to keep going, and to make sure that I can keep going, I feel it's important that I maybe slow it down just a little bit. I said in the last video, you know, like I completely destroyed my hand getting that story done. Hand really hurt. When I got to this week and I did this story, I got almost all of the completed art, page 1 through 7 done in almost one day. I didn't think I was going to make this deadline. I did, and to be honest, I had fun doing it. But I think it's time to slow it down and really just slow it down so that I can keep it going. I don't want to damage my hand to the point where I can't draw at all. I don't want to burn myself out to where I don't even want to do comics. And that's the thing. I've been there before. This is all actually experience talking, because in the early mid 2000s, I did a webcomic and completely burnt myself out to where I quit comics for like 3 years. Didn't want to do them. Didn't want anything to do with them. I focused on my band. I had a newborn daughter. You know, so I was dealing with all of that, but honestly, no real intention to go back to comics. That's what the burnout did to me. Now, fast forwarding to present time, I can't imagine a time I wouldn't want to do comics, and I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, oh, I'm just done. I don't ever want to look at these again. So I'm gonna slow it down just to where, you know, hey, I'm gonna finish one comic and then I'm on to the next one. Maybe it'll be once a week for a while. Maybe it'll be every 10 days. Maybe it'll be every 2 weeks. You know, I still want to keep them coming out regularly. The best way to keep seeing my stuff while I do this is join my Patreon. It's only $2 a month, and so you'll be getting everything as I finish it. So if you're like, hey, what's Ryan doing? I haven't seen him, because I'm still going to be putting these stories out all at once. You can head over to Patreon and you can see where the next story is going to be. So all of this is good. Like I said, you're still going to be seeing me a lot. It's not going to be a huge change, but I did think it was time to go, you know what? Let's slow it down. Let's not kill myself over this weekly thing. So, all right, let's get into the story that I did do this week, though. Questions of the Unexplained. Let's get to the time lapse and we'll talk more about it. All right, so questions of the Unexplained. So if this story is tickling your nostalgia buttons, you are probably 30 to 40 years old. So Time Life Books used to have a series called Mysteries of the Unknown. They used to advertise this on TV all the time. Every book was like a different paranormal subject matter. They had psychic powers, mystic places, alien abductions. And it was a series of books that I always wanted. Never was able to get as they were coming out because I was a kid and I just didn't have the money for that. Eventually I did get a couple. But for whatever reason, as I was trying to come up with a story for this week, this series of books just popped into my head. And then I went to YouTube and I rewatched the commercials from 30 years ago or longer. And this whole thing just started to form. And it was really fun because I got to mess around with recreating certain things. Obviously, the book covers, getting that same look for the Time Life books, and then the commercials. I did my best to try and make the panels from the commercial kind of look like they were all wavy and stuff, like it was shot on tape and then put on a VHS, or you were watching it on a tube TV. And then I also had a lot of fun recreating that last screen with the 1-800 number and the address to send in to get your books and stuff like that. That was just a lot of fun. And then the color scheme that I came up with, I went hard 90s on that too. I figured, hey, we're doing something that's inspired from the 90s. Let's get these bright pinks and these bright blues and this almost like pastel green, and it all just came together. But it was a real fun story to write, fun story to draw, minus all the freaking books that I had to draw and all the panels. But really liked it. Here we see the gray alien here in this part of the time lapse. I'm not a big I think it's way more fun to draw aliens with like tons of tentacles and all sorts of crazy eyes and stuff. I feel like the gray alien's kind of boring, but I kind of like this guy. So maybe we'll see him come back in another story. That's the whole fun of doing a comic series, is bringing back some of these characters. It's honestly, it's something I didn't really expect to happen by doing these weekly comics, or now just, comic stories. But it's fun going, hey, maybe I'll bring that guy back. Maybe I'll bring that guy back. Maybe I'll allude to something else, which if you look closely on one of the covers, there's the bridge from the last story. So that's it. All right, back to me. Thanks for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. You know the drill. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Go search Slackmatic online. Go follow me on Reddit, or follow me on Instagram, or follow me on Threads or whatever. I don't know. I've got all sorts of crap. I can't even keep track of it. Go follow me on Webtoons. If you want to get more of my stuff, you want to follow along as I'm working, go to patreon.com/Slackmatic. It's only $2 a month. Get everything that I've done, everything that I've got there. And like I said, as soon as the comic book page is done, I pretty much post it up on there. Until next time, just do the damn thing.